How are you coping 3 weeks on, Scott?
Yeah, no worries. Enjoying the role. It's it's been I guess up and down for everyone at the footy club, but as we said all along, everyone's had to step up and do their bit.
What's been the biggest test for you?
Not really a test. I mean, the footy stuff, but I guess the most important bit is just making sure the players are ready to play on the weekend. So that's a little bit individual case by case and also a player case by case. But no issues.
Scott, you obviously had a lot on your plate to deal with emotionally with the club, but 2 games in, you've done a really good job so far. Have you thought about whether you'd like to take on the job full time? No, not really, Tom. I mean, we're here for the now, really. I mean, there's a lot of water under the bridge, so I'm just worried about making sure and get this team to hopefully where we need to get to by the end of the year. But you could, long-term ambition-wise, you'd like to coach?
At the moment, Tom, as I said, we'll just worry about now.
How big's Woosha been for you since he's stepped in?
He's been outstanding. I mean, to have someone of John's ilk around the footy club, whether it's coaching or player welfare or a sounding board for other people in the footy department, it's great to have him. Experienced coach, got great people and personal skills, and he's been a great sounding board for us.
How's Daniel Talia this week?
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Available?
Yep.
Slidey?
Yep, he's fine. He's available.
What sort of stuff did you have to do with him in terms of trying to test out his cheekbone and that sort of stuff?
No, nothing. He's just had to get through a main session, so we do a fair bit of match simulation stuff. So he hasn't done a lot of that because we've had to keep him away. But I mean, he's been able to run for the last 4 weeks, so physically he's in A1 and probably covering the ground as good as anyone. So, but he just had to get through a main session and have some confidence, getting batted around again.
Is he going to wear a helmet?
Well, he trained in it, yeah. So I guess that'll be up to the medical staff and him whether that's a priority that he needs to wear it.
Scott, have you noticed that there's obviously been a lot more stoppages? You've obviously done a lot of work with the midfield. Have you noticed that trend a lot more this year and in recent years?
Well, the numbers have gone up, yeah, but it's really opposition specific. We've had some games where we've only had 20 midfield stoppages, really low ones, and then some are around the 70, 80, 90 mark. So I think it's reflective of the opposition and how well you're going and what the opposition strategy is around their stoppage structure. So I think the numbers have gone up generally, and most teams are worried about field position. So it's important that you win those scenarios, and whatever your structure is to do that.
There's been a lot of talk that it's getting a bit too congested, and some people have even said bring the interchange back to 80 or even 60. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think...
I haven't really thought about it, Tommy, to be quite honest. I'm more worried about how to win this week, to be quite honest. I'll leave that to the Lord be to sort those things out, but I haven't noticed anything really.
On this week, are you worried about a bit of a letdown after the show and such an emotional day? Great win.
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, yeah, we've had some emotional weeks, but as I said, we're back to normal now. We've got a game to win that's going to be important for us to hopefully earn the right to play finals, and we understand that. So once again, training was outstanding again today, so the players are in a really good headspace. Physically, they're well prepared and they're ready to go. So I'd be disappointed if they don't come with the same attitude that they did against Port on the weekend.
What's the key?
That's all right, mate.
You're just trying to get on camera, Tom.
What's the key to managing the guys through the week so you don't have that showdown hangover? I mean, we heard Mark Rashid on the radio say that he wasn't sure if the boys would be able to get up for the Gold Coast game.
Yeah, well, thanks, Roo. That's good. Look, our physical preparation department are the best in the business. We've got full faith in what they do with their wellness program, each individual checking in, monitoring, sleep, like the whole shooting match. So we've got everything covered, and all the signs are that we're ready to play. So attitude-wise, who knows? I mean, that can happen any week. So we understand where we're at. We've got a job to do. We have high standards about how we train and how we want to play, and we won't let up on that. So that can come down to an individual thing, but as a group, coaching group, leadership group, we're driving those standards to be ready to play.
You started the showdown so well, but it sort of faded a bit later. What sort of things this week have you tried to iron out?
Same things we've been trying to iron out since round one. You know, there's little things in the game that are pivotal, but you know, the way that we attacked the opposition, the way we defended was really good, and the way we moved the ball was really positive as well. So we're a positive footy club. We'll go down on the positives and we'll keep chipping away at some of the little room for improvements that we need to do to keep getting better.
That pressure early was also really, really intense. It's going to be pretty important, obviously, in sort of wet, slippery conditions.
Yeah, no, well, that's every week. I mean, if you don't come to play, and you know, we haven't started well previously, so it was great to actually get off to a good start. But once again, that's a small part of the game, so we've got to be able to sustain it for 4 quarters.
We were talking before about Sloanie's ability in the wet. Obviously, he's a great player, he's a great inclusion any week, but given that it will be pretty slippery, does it sort of increase his ability, I think, a little bit?
Not really. I mean, I'm sure most teams would like to have Rory Sloane in their team, so we definitely love having him in there. He's a great leader of this footy club. He brings something different, never gives up. He's a great role model and leader for the group. But as I've said to all the leaders, leadership is about playing your role as well. So he'll be important, no doubt, in these conditions if it is wet.
Daniel Field's manager was here, and there's a bit of a frenzy over the last few days about what he might do next year. What are your latest thoughts on all that?
I don't comment on running commentary, mate, on Paddy's contract. What will happen will happen.
I've been impressed with how he's on-field stuff. I mean, all the noise, he's been able to sort of put that aside and really perform consistently, hasn't he? Yeah, no, he has. He's been outstanding. He's been great all year. So, you know, as I said, we won't give a running commentary on his contract, but from a coach, from a leadership point of view and the way he's playing, you couldn't have asked any more of what he's doing.
Campo, do you look at the draw for the rest of the season?
No. You
don't look at it at all? So at the end of round 23, someone tells you you've got to play next week and you're not prepared for it?
Oh, well, as I said, Theo, we've got to earn the right to get there, so I can't bank on who we're going to play in the first week of the finals if we don't get there, so I'm not going to waste my energy or thought process on that. I'm worried about Gold Coast this week, first centre bounce, first quarter, and then we'll go from there.
Scott, they've been a lot better in the last 2 weeks. Gary Hamilton's obviously one of those reasons. Have you got any specific plans for him?
Yeah, good question, Tommy. Yeah, we might have something for him, Tom. You'll have to wait and see.
Last couple of would you tag again against Adelaide?
You'll have to wait and see.
Just on that return to the finals, Scott, it's pretty crucial then that you sort of continue last week's form, get 2 in a row and consolidate that spot in the top 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not talking finals, but as I keep saying, we've got to earn the right to get there. So you've got to win enough games to get there. So, you know, we've got to win against Gold Coast, and then we've got to win the week after. So then we'll play it out from there. I mean, that's all we can do. We can't say, you know, what's going to happen in 8 weeks' time. What we can control is our attitude, our performance, and our process against Gold Coast this week. And whatever happens from there will happen.
There's a few blokes in some pretty good form in the twos. Are you forecasting any changes for this weekend?
Well, we haven't had match committee yet, but I was really impressed. I mean, it was a great weekend for the club, you know, particularly our SANFL guys to have as many as we did back and fit. Yeah, there's real selection pressure. It's a great problem to have, particularly as a coaching group. It's great. Ellis Yowen went back, outstanding attitude. Van Berlo went back the same. Kerridge is coming back off long term. He was excellent. Jared Lyons hasn't put a foot wrong for a month or so. And Sam Shaw backed up again. So there's some real quality players pushing for selection, and it's great because the guys in the AFL know they need to perform and hold their spot.